like in 1 week, I'm flying back to Belgium. I think we all know what's gonna be the first dish I'm gonna eat. It's definitely French fries. And no, fries are not French, they are Belgian. The desire to be an expat, it's in your blood, you know? It's like some people, we call it, in Belgium we say, yeah, some people, they just love to live around the church. They go to work from 9 to 5, they do their grocery shopping every Saturday, they will eat spaghetti on Monday, on Tuesday they will eat lasagna, on Wednesday they will eat French fries, and everything is well organized in their life, and they love their life. But this would make me, and especially my husband, also very unhappy. And I say it, we all have become citizens of the world. We are not citizens of Belgium anymore. Like, we're citizens of the world, and it embrightens their world, and it's their look on life is totally different. Welcome to Rooted and Routed podcast. I'm your host, Sabiya Pathan Withoeck, and this podcast is about expat life. Today we have Kim Provo on the podcast, and this episode is going to be about her journey, and it is from Belgium to Bahrain, Bahrain to Thailand, Thailand to India, and that's where we are right now. That's correct. Hello, Let me welcome and then let her take over. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really looking forward to tell about my experience being an expat, so bring it on. When did you actually start your expat journey? Let's see. I think it was about 8 years ago. So there was the opportunity for my husband to go for a job in Bahrain, which was the Middle East. And honestly, my husband, he had already had some expatriate experience before, and it was a dream of me. So I said, okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's move to Bahrain and see wherever the wind will bring us. And so our expat journey began. Of course, it's a completely different story if you have children or if you don't have children being expatriates. So the first concern when you decide to move to another country definitely is the children. All the rest you can fix. That's very easy. If it's just the two of you, you can basically fix everything, and it's very easy to find solutions if it's just the two of you. But once there are children involved, it gets a bit difficult. But anyway, we did it. We loved it, and yet here we are, still being an expatriate, with ups and downs. That's for sure. Like, you have to love this kind of life because it has its beauty, but it definitely has its challenges as well. Do you want to kind of talk us about your background? My personal story, it went like this. So actually, I'm an engineer specialized in horticulture. Um, I worked for 5 years, I think, or longer. Well, it doesn't matter. I think like 7 years I worked being an engineer. I was mainly in sales. I loved my job. But when you decide to move, you need to pause your job. And honestly, I was quite ready for that because at that time, my children, I have 3 boys. They were very young. I think they were at that age. They were like 2, 3, and 6 years old, which was like the right time for me to say like, okay, I want to take care of the kids. So I paused my job. We went to Bahrain, and after 2 years, we came back. And then the whole COVID story also started. But when we came back, I decided, like, you know what? I love taking care of my children. This is a very personal choice. I want to be able to continue to do this. So then I thought about it, and I decided, instead of going back to my career, instead of being in a high demanding job, I decided to start my own business, and I followed my hobby, which is cooking. So I started with giving cooking classes. Of course, one of the advantages of being an expatriate for quite some time and traveling a lot, because, you know, as an expat, you travel a lot, is that the love for the flavors of the world, it has grown a lot. So I learned a lot of dishes in a lot of countries, and the love was there to cook
non-Belgian food. Let's put it that way. Even non-European food. And there was quite some demand for that in Belgium, and I started giving cooking classes physically. So I opened my cooking studio, and yes, the rest was history, I think.
Was there a moment, a specific moment that you decided, okay, now I want to quit and I want to take this culinary arts at a professional level?
Life is completely different then, because when you are an expat, you your friends around you, they're also expats. So a lot of mainly ladies, let's be honest, it's still mainly ladies. So a lot of the women, a lot of the ladies, they are stay-at-home moms being an expatriate, and you have your friends during the day who can you can do things together. But once you are back in Belgium, most of the women they are working. So I was quite lonely during the day. My husband went to work and I wasn't working, and I wanted to take care of the children. So I said, okay, this is not gonna work. I need to do something, but I also want to take care of the children. And that was the point, like, okay, let's go from hobby to something professional and let's give it a try. And I just did it. Like, in the beginning it was quite basic, and that's what I love about it. Like, it's like gradually my cooking classes they grow. I build a kitchen in especially for the cooking classes. I bought stuff each week. I was buying new stuff. I developed recipes. My audience was growing. My customers, they loved it. And the feedback was very positive. So, yeah,
It's like
you get this kind of flow.
universally playing a major role, and things were in place at the right time for
You
you,
have to
right?
keep a positive mind. And like I said before, it comes with ups and downs. Like, definitely, I also had my struggles. I'm still having my struggles, because these days, uh, we were a couple of years in Belgium, and then we left Belgium again. We went to Thailand, and now we are here in India. And it's still a struggle now because, my cooking classes are still very popular and the demand is quite high, but I need to be here. I need to be in Belgium. So now I'm working on my project to bring the cooking classes more like a cooking course online. But then the struggle is definitely like, how do I give added value to the people? Because everybody can make an ebook and everybody can make just a YouTube movie, but how do I give added value to my customers, to the people that already love coming to Kim's Kitchen? How do I create this added value online? So, it's
Evolving.
it's evolving, being an entrepreneur. It's like every day has its challenges.
How does your husband's role in this? It has been, I mean, ups and downs, uncertainties are also majorly coming from his side, right? His, yeah, his work profile really takes him from one place to the other. And with that, you have to really accommodate and again, change yourself, adapt, right? Integrate into the local culture, but also keep your own identity and move on from one country to the other. How has his support been in
His support is truly amazing, like there is a very good understanding, we have a very good marriage, and the deal is like, when you move country, first things first is making sure the children are okay, which means we need to have a house, we need to make sure school is okay, we need to create a home again, like, we need to make sure that the kids feel comfortable and that the kids are okay. But that's kind of the deal, and it's also the beauty of being an expat, you know it's very funny. Like, people are like, wow, you're so brave, and why do you do this? And you have all the struggles. Yeah, there are struggles, but it's also the struggles that makes expat life a beauty. Um, I personally feel the growth inside myself a lot, Being almost 1 year in India, I have changed. I have seen things that make you think again. You change when I go back to Belgium, it's you realize again the really important things. Like, on one hand, you have a glitter and glamour life, but on the other hand, you also have like the less beauty of life that you see, and it changes you and you grow as a person. That's what I love. But going back to my husband, like, in a business, he will take care. If I need a business plan or something financial needs to be done, he is there. Or something legal, that's his department. So he supports me also in my business. And he is, most of all, he's my sparring partner. Like, being an entrepreneur, it's quite lonely sometimes, especially since we're traveling and it's a small business that I'm having and it's growing, and you definitely need a sparring partner. You need somebody who to switch ideas. Like, you need a sound somebody who says like, oh, that's a great idea, or how about this, or and you don't have to follow him, but it's like just talking your things through with somebody, it can help you tremendously. It's like also like now especially I've posted this reel on Instagram, and I'm talking about the fact I'm feeling like I'm in a jungle. The opportunities are there,
Yeah.
and in the jungle there are no roads. So I have a machete and I'm in the jungle and I need to get to the end of the jungle. And the question is, which route will I take to get to the end of the jungle? And it's like each time when I'm at a cross point that I can talk to my husband and he can give his opinion. Right? And sometimes I will always appreciate his opinion, but sometimes his opinion will help me. And sometimes I'm like, okay, no, you know what? I will stick to my own decision and I will, but it's not about the opinion in itself that he gives me. It's just about being able to talk to somebody about my business. It keeps my mind working. And just sometimes talking to somebody about the business, it gives me ideas. And that's the sparring partner that I'm talking about. When you learn how to box, you also need a sparring partner. Otherwise, you can never learn how to box. And that's what he is for me. He is my sparring partner. So that's the beauty, like having a partner who supports you. Yeah. And it's like he supports me in my business and I support him in his crazy adventures around the world. So it's a win-win situation. And, in the meantime, we are able to raise our children in a way that we really like. So it's a win-win situation.
That brings me to the next question about kids.
Mm-hmm.
What are the strategies that you kind of take care of dealing with the move? You started with Bahrain when the youngest one was really young.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you have your eldest one as a teenager, that comes with a different challenge, completely different than your challenge. How do you kind of, do you have a strategy around it, dealing with a teenager's emotions and the youngest one?
Mm-hmm.
And do you worry about, okay, the written Dutch that they miss out now that you are in international school? And how do you cope up with it? Do you have some kind of a learning at home, like extra coaching classes?
Honestly, it's never a strategy. It's handling from the heart and feel, I think. The children, first things first, you need to have a good school. Honestly, school is so important that we would never move if we are not convinced that the school would be okay. If the school is okay, you always have to find out. You never know up front. So it's always a question mark. And then one thing of the one of the beautiful things of being an expat is that we as an expat family, we are very tight. Like me and the boys, it's like we are very tight. And also with my husband, we are very, very, very tight family. So whatever happens, we can handle it as a family. Our path, it was not always that easy. Like actually, we needed to move quite sudden from Thailand to India. This was not our decision. But okay, we made it work because we are a family and we are a strong family. And I mean by that is that we can discuss everything. Also, the children, we truly believe in a very open and holistic education. And our children are always entitled to have an opinion. And they're also entitled to express their opinion. Of course, always in a polite way. Yeah, it's very holistic. And for them, they will always be very important to us. Like, their opinion counts. And like Ware, he's now a teenager, almost 14 years old. I know everything about everything. Like, everything is maybe a lot, but I'm sure there are no secrets. I'm not afraid that there's something going on which I don't know about. Like, he will come to me if he has a girlfriend, or if even he's playing Valorant. I'm not interested in Valorant, but it's his world. and I appreciate his world. And if this is what he's interested, then I try to be interested in about it. And I ask him about it, and I'm saying like, okay, you never have to expect that I will play the game, but how is your ranking? Are you happy with the ranking? And when he goes one ranking up, immediately he will come out of his room and tell mom, what just happened? I just got a promotion and I'm high in the ranking. That's I'm involved with their lives, and the same with Wolf and Fan. And I think also very important, I have 3 boys. All 3 boys are different, which means different approach for all 3 of the boys. Same love, but different approach.
But there's no such strategies.
No.
It just goes with the flow. The
Yes.
kids have to, sorry, the kids normally grow out as it is. You have to be there when they grow up, and when you're moving, okay, a bit more, but I think there are a lot of positives when you move from one country to the other. They learn as you learn, but I think it's very important to be there.
Yes. But there are no strategies because I'm evolving, they are evolving. You just have to follow your heart. And I say it, we all have become citizens of the world. We are not citizens of Belgium anymore. Like, we're citizens of the world, and it embrightens their world, and it's their look on life is totally different when we go back to Belgium and we talk to children who, let's put it very honest, we are very fortunate that we can do this. And also because we are expat, we are traveling a lot, and we always travel with children. We never travel without children, so they also have been able to see already a lot of countries, a lot of cultures, a lot of religions. And let's be very clear about it, we are very fortunate that we are able to do that. My children, they don't see skin color, they don't see religion. They see if you're happy or if you're unhappy. That's what matters to them. Not what's your skin color, or not what religion you are, or what country you're from. For them, everything is the same. Like, they will embrace everybody. And I think that's very important. That's actually the key to have a better world.
Yeah.
Because honestly, especially in Europe, there's so many things going on in all of these politics that I truly believe that people who can change the world, it's the people who embrace everybody, who let everybody be themselves.
It is very important that my son Elias, when he grows up, that he doesn't look at the differences with skin color or the religion when he questions. And I think that question here is more prominent, I feel, compared to Europe. And that's the next question. I sometimes question, is there really a different parenting as experts? Are we different than the normal, I don't know, like parenting Belgian parent?
We are not different parents, but we are different.
Yeah, we're
people.
different, yeah.
I say it's in the blood, the anxiety or the the desire to be an expat, it's in your blood. It's like some people, we call it in Belgium, we say, yeah, some people, they just love to live around the church. They go to work from 9 to 5. They do their grocery shopping every Saturday. They will eat spaghetti on Monday. On Tuesday, they will eat lasagna. On Wednesday, they will eat French fries. And everything is well organized in their life. And they love their life. But this would make me, and especially my husband, also very unhappy. There needs to be some chaos in our life. Like,
I feel India is organized chaos.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, maybe I think it's not just India, many other countries. Yeah.
Definitely, I agree.
Our next question is about something very important that I haven't thought of it, but I think it's a very crucial point to bring it out. Involvement of embassy. All these times that you have been living in Bahrain or Thailand and now in India, was there any point that, okay, the Belgian embassy is aware that expats have arrived? Was there any communication? Was there a way that, okay, you get together with the embassy? Or in Bahrain or in
Okay, in Bahrain, yeah, it's such a tiny, tiny, tiny country.
Yeah.
So there was no embassy there. There was a consul.
Okay.
So I think actually the embassy itself, it was in Kuwait, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Versus what I think I remember, it was the consulate which organized them.
Yes, so it was with a consul, and there was some gatherings sometimes once in a while. And it's such a tiny country, Bahrain, so you are easily adopted in the Belgian expat community. And then in Thailand, I must say it's well organized. But there is totally a difference as well. There is a lot of Belgian expatriates in Thailand. Like it's because there are expatriates there who are there for their job, but a lot of people also decide to move from Thailand to Thailand, from Belgium to Thailand when they are retired or something like that. So there is quite a big expat community. There are quite some Belgians in Thailand. So things are well arranged. So there is the embassy in Bangkok, and then even they have these mobile kids who will travel around the country because I think also Cambodia and Laos is on the same embassy. So they really travel around constantly in these countries, and then you can follow it on their Instagram or their Facebook, or you get an email like, hey guys, this week we will be in your city. If you need something, you can just come to us, or you need an update on your ID, or you need a new travel passport, or if any issues or any problems, you can just come. We will be there. This is the hotel we will be, so please come and visit us. So this was honestly properly organized, and also like there were these traditional parties like Sinterklaas. This was organized by the embassy. Then the Easter egg hunt was also organized by the embassy. So that's the thing. When you are an expat, I think the first thing you do is look for other Belgians. Yep. Or Dutch speaking people, and then you are looking for second step is just expatriates. Yes. Because don't underestimate also, like if you have children, you meet a lot of parents at the school, and it makes a connection because you're all in the international school. So most of the parents, they are expatriates, so you connect, and then you start talking, like talking. You gather all the information, and you make your own opinion or your own plan or schedule how you're gonna approach a new country. And here in India, honestly, I think my husband got some invitations from the embassy, but for me, there is a lack of contact between me and the embassy. I know actually also the embassy, I think it's in Delhi, and I think the consul, it's in Mumbai. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I've never thought about it. I think in the past they did some events like Sinterklaas, for sure. I know there were pictures on their Instagram, Facebook page. We were also invited, um, and that is a great initiative from the embassy to connect with the expat. But also, kind of, in case of an emergency, I think that it would be nice to have that involvement. Yes, but I think my husband has all this kind of information. I also have to be honest. Like this is actually his department. But and on the other hand, the thing is, there are not a lot of Belgians here in Pune, and especially not Flemish speaking. So it's totally different. I think fingertips, I can count and tell you how many Belgians there are. That we all know most of them. And it's a pity that I think there should be some kind of involvement. Yeah, actually now we talk about it, I must say I agree. And that's actually, let's be honest, like Pune, it's growing. It's expat community. So I think definitely, if at all they can in advance let us know there's an event coming up with your family, I think we'll be happy to go there, because I feel like around Easter time, we'll miss Easter eggs. You've done that like just before Easter. Luckily, your husband went to Belgium. I know for the fact that he got a lot of chocolates, and I was like, oh my god, I don't have any Easter eggs, and you had it a lot. And that kind of things, I feel like these guys could have access to those specific Belgian delicacies, right? I think so. They could have the access to it because the Indian embassy in Belgium had it. So I was there for the 15th of August, for the Independence Day. Yes, it's not only about the food; it's also about the support. Yes, like sometimes it's just a relief being able to talk in your mother tongue. Yes, I totally agree. And no matter how much English we speak, like now we are speaking in English, but for me it's not my mother tongue, and not how much English we speak. It's always easier to talk in your mother tongue. So I agree. It feels home then for that moment. I feel. I agree. No matter where you are, feels. So I think yes, it's a. Now with something that, with emphasis also bring that emotion of being home. Food does the same. So is there anything like food evoke emotions, memories of home? Definitely. Do you have a story to share around that emotion? Like Not in the way that we would miss family. That's not the situation, I think, in our family. Of course, what we do have definitely are cravings. We have our cravings that we miss, and we try to solve as many as possible. And let's be honest, because I can do quite some cooking, there are quite some things that I can solve, but not everything. And that's also sometimes the struggle, but also the beauty of being an expat. Like in 1 week, I'm flying back to Belgium. I think we all know what's gonna be the first dish I'm gonna eat. It's definitely French fries. And no, fries are not French, they are Belgian.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, so, and oh my God, I know already now they will taste so good. And you can never replace them anywhere in the world because you need this kind of potato that you cannot find here. So you try to solve it and you get used to the things that you try to solve. Um, on the other hand, like my children, they like, oh, mom, do you remember when we go to that restaurant, we eat this? Or like, oh, and when we were there, we ate that. So there are quite some memories that take us back. So it's more about cravings than about creating emotions. Yeah, I think that's more right in our situation. But of course, it's very personal. Like, I don't have memories like, and we went to my grandmother and we ate this kind of dish and she prepared it every Sunday, or like every Sunday we gather with the family. I don't have these kind of memories. So I'm trying to create my own memories.
That's good enough as well, right? Honestly. And I know that for me, the moment I go to Belgium, it's always in the supermarket. The types of potatoes.
It's paradise.
Potatoes are different. For the French fries, it's different.
Talking about supermarket, there is barely a supermarket here. That's one of the things that I miss. That was the biggest struggle for me. That not having a proper supermarket here in Pune, it still is the biggest struggle for me. It's
it's like different in Thailand. Sorry to cut you.
Oh yeah, in Thailand it's amazing. It's like I'm shopping in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, don't forget, Thailand is a middle income country. It's already progressed. It has already evolved. It's like the standards, the way of living, it's completely different. So the country has already evolved. And also the amount of money that you spend in Thailand is higher than here because it has evolved already. The budget that you need for your grocery shopping in Thailand, it's higher than here in India because things are still evolving and progressing here. And Thailand, it's not a European country, but it's somewhere between India and a European country. And you see it on the cars that are driving around. You see it in everything. Like the country is more developed already than India. That's a big difference.
Supermarkets is, yeah, I think really you have to catch up.
Yes, I know. It's like the first thing when I go to the supermarket in Belgium, it's like I just throw everything in my trolley and then I'm shocked by the bill in the end. It's like, oh, that's a lot of money and there's only a couple of things in my trolley, but it's just like, oh, this, oh, that, and it's so good and everything is so fresh and clean. Buying seasonal, seeing the nice products, that's something that I really, really, really miss.
Seasonal products here we have.
Yes.
And yeah, the cuisine is completely different. So yeah, that's a different experience in here. We're coming close to the end of our session. I have just 2 more questions to go.
Shoot.
What resources are you looking at to learn new techniques in your cooking classes?
I think it's very funny when we book travel. When we the first thing we do is see if there is a cooking class available, because one of the that's really important for me. It's that we it's authentic. So I give cooking classes with authentic recipes. In my cooking class, the reason why people love to come back to Kim's Kitchen is because I give the added value. I give the tips and the tricks. There is a difference between watching a YouTube movie and listening to my what I'm telling about a recipe. You know, I went to Belgium in March to give cooking classes, and there was this lady who was giving cooking classes herself, and she said to me, "Whoa, I'm amazed because when people come to my cooking class, they just follow the recipe and we eat it together and we go home. But for me, there is more about a recipe." Especially since it's the Asian cuisine, there's a lot of new ingredients for a lot of people, and it's these tips and tricks about these new ingredients that are important for the people. Because in Belgium, there's a lot of people who want to learn Asian cuisine, but they don't know how to start with it. So I I give them the confidence to start cooking the Asian cuisine. So that's the difference. But mainly my resources is going to cooking classes in all the countries that we travel to. It's honestly, and sometimes it's fun. Like we went to Goa and I looked it up. I found this, it was a really nice cooking class. And Fan, my youngest one, he said, "Okay, mom, I want to join you." So me and Fan, we went to the cooking class. We did it together. My husband and the other two boys, they stayed in the hotel. They did their thing. I don't know. So it's also a family thing, you know, the love is there as well. And it enriches the children again. So it's definitely a family activity when we are on a holiday.
It was interesting for me to learn from your post that Goa, people go to Goa for the beaches and stuff. And I think you were the first one that I heard who went for a cooking class. I said, like, do they have cooking class? It was a surprise because we all know that Goa, okay, yeah, beach life, just been on the beach, or we have such, of course, nice resorts and stuff. But cooking class was just that I never thought of, and then you found it. So yeah, good for you. I mean, now people will know if you can maybe recommend after the podcast.
Yes,
where did you
definitely.
go? Because people need to know this that okay, there's much more to Goa than just, of course, being on the beach, and it's a family activity, not just like for yourself, right?
Yes.
They were family members, right? That
Yes.
cooking class.
Yes, I went there with Fan, my youngest. He's 10 years old. So me and Fan, we went there together and we had lots of fun. So there was definitely no issue there. And in the most cooking classes, family members are welcome, especially when it's a travel. It's a travel. When it's something you do during your travels. So yeah, there is no issue. I think last year I did a couple of cooking classes in Thailand as well. You know, my husband, he knows it. We booked the tickets, and the next thing I will look for is a cooking class. And then the schedule is made around the cooking class. And then also, like, we went last year for Easter, we were in Bali. I did even two cooking classes. I did one on Bali, on the island itself, and then we went to Gili Islands. I did another cooking class over there.
Wow, right? I mean, something that I will maybe think of doing it. Yeah, because I myself also love cooking, but not as good as you. For sure, yeah, for sure.
I think we all need to have our strengths, right?
Yeah, and I have tasted quite some things from you, and they are delicious.
Oh, thank you so much.
Whoever would like to kind of check out Kim's page and really, really request you go out and check out her page and see if at all she's organizing some live sessions. She would be very happy to have you involved.
Definitely. Because working very hard on bringing the business online, you know, the idea is to start in the autumn of this year to start with webinars or like cooking courses online. So it's still a work in progress. You know, I told you I am in the jungle. I am still using the machete, but it's getting there. And it's also fun being in the jungle.
Yeah,
it's part of the creation process of the business, right?
I'm also joining you now. I'm also there. So yeah, same boat, but you're much ahead than me. I just started, so my last question. Your journey from now on, the next one that you're looking at, planning.
So next, I think there is a big project in the personal atmosphere of our lives, and one big project with the business. So as I said before, the big project with the business is bringing the business online and giving the cooking courses online. And then the other big project is that me and the family during summer holiday we will go back to Thailand. This is for very personal reasons that we decided to move back to Thailand.
I'm sure people will be following you there.
I'm sure as well.
And
You know, we are very happy to go back to Thailand because if there is one big in life in general, and especially when you are an expat, you need to follow your heart, but you also need to make sure that you are happy. If something is not okay, do not hesitate to look for solutions. And that's what we did. There were a couple of struggles that we have here in Pune. And okay, we talked it through, me and my husband, over Christmas. I think we were in Christmas holiday and we talked it through and we said, like, okay, this is the situation. Is there anything we can do about it? And okay, what do we need to make this work? And what are the options? And so that's a big tip. Like, it's not because you have made one decision that you cannot change your decision. Like, we are all allowed to make mistakes, and also in expat life, you make mistakes. Or like, mistake is maybe not the right word. Like, it's an experience, and don't be so hard on yourself if something doesn't work out the way you thought it would be, and try to find solutions. And like Winnie the Pooh said, adventure is such a wonderful thing. And that's actually the family slogan of the family Brax. Adventure is such a wonderful thing.
Adventure is such a wonderful thing.
Right.
That would be a fantastic way to put it out on your door, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I have a surprise game. That's my last thing.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a few things, and I just want you to quickly choose something.
Okay.
And
Are there? Can I give the wrong answer? No.
no, I'm giving you options, and you have to choose quickly.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Those are dishes.
Okay.
So let's see as to where is your heart?
You want to know my flavors?
Yeah. I did my research. Don't worry.
Okay. Bring it on.
All right. Between spicy Thai fried lard or keep volleyball.
Oh, definitely love. Definitely Thai.
Okay. Mexican fajitas or butter chicken with naan.
Oh, that's a difficult one, being in India. Oh, honestly, I truly love the Mexican fajitas. Actually, it would be a number one. Yes, I have to say. But the butter chicken is also delicious. But the fajitas, because there is guacamole in there, and I truly, truly, truly love avocados. So
Yeah. It's a difficult one. Was intentional.
Yes, that was more of a dilemma actually.
That's the idea to put you there. Third, traditional Mexican ceviche or cauliflower couscous.
Oh, definitely ceviche.
Ceviche.
No doubt there. No doubt.
Okay.
Yes.
Falafel with pita bread and tahini and salad, or bao bun with crispy tofu, pickled veggies and sauce.
Definitely bao buns.
that was also very quick. I don't know how do I pronounce this. Banh mi and banh
seo. Yes, those are.
How do you pronounce it?
Banh mi and banh seo. It's Vietnamese recipes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also a difficult one.
It's often coming. That or Thai beef salad.
I think I would say banh mi and banh seo. Yes, the Vietnamese. Yes. Yes, I've learned the Vietnamese cuisine also during a trip to Vietnam. 1 year and a half, we went to Vietnam. And first thing I did, cooking class with the family, of course. And I learned, and the flavors of Vietnamese cuisine, they're also very, very, very nice.
I hear that. Okay, apparently they're the number one for the moment.
Yes, well, the
cuisine, there's a rating, right? Of
it's very fresh and flavors, and it's very. The reason I think why some people prefer Vietnamese food above the Thai food is for some people the spiciness in the Thai food is a challenge.
Yeah.
Vietnamese is less spicy. It's the same use of the fresh herbs and all the flavors are in there, but it's less spicy than Thai food. And I think that's why it's so that people more like the Vietnamese food even than the Thai food.
If you can make that, count me in for that. Because whatever you're saying, I don't get it. I have to taste that.
That's the deal.
Yeah. The next one is kibbeh and fattoush or wonton cups with tuna, mango, and juice.
Oh, again, a difficult one. And I'm going to tell you why. I need to choose the wonton cups with the ceviche of tuna and the yuzu. Because my absolute Asian my favorite Asian flavor, without a doubt, it's yuzu.
Yeah?
Yes. For me, there is nothing, you can compare yuzu with nothing. It's a fruit. It's a citrus fruit. It's it's something between an orange and a lime, and the taste is so unique, and I'm totally addicted to it. So I have to choose the yuzu, although the kibes are also very delicious.
Cow soy noodle soup or prawn curry with rice.
Oh, definitely cow soy. Yes, cow
And
soy.
the last one, beef enoki rolls or Bahraini kebabs.
Beef enoki rolls. Yes.
Right. You really weigh the choices very quickly.
Yes. I also it's like I have made this hashtag Kim's favorites, and they even have cooking class Kim's favorite. And this is about my ultimate favorite dishes because there I have a lot of recipes now that I teach in my cooking class, but of course I have my favorites. So yeah, when you ask these dilemmas, I have thought it already through. I have thought about which are my favorites, and I know which are my favorites.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that you kind of shared your personal insights, personal stories, some vulnerable moments, and I'm sure the audience will really, really find interesting things in it, have something to learn from it, and it will help in their path if at all like they're looking for Thailand as their expat destination, or Bahrain, or India. Uh, but for sure, people will also look at your page as to what your journey is in cooking. And thank you that you really kind of gave your time on the podcast.
You are most welcome, Sabia, and thank you for inviting me.
Right. For those who would be interested in knowing Kim's journey and to know about her cooking, her recipes, and her technique, please visit her Instagram, and you'll find more information on that page.
Definitely.